Welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast, your number one opinion source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mila as he sounds off on the latest movies, TV, music, gaming, comic books, and more. Now, here's the man of the hour, Marco Mila.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants Podcast. I'm your host, Marco Mila, and I am joined, of course, by our co-host, Mila. Say hello, Mila.
Hello.
All right. So we just got done watching. I've watched 4 times, but today we're going to do our bonus episode for the episode 8 of What If.
Yeah.
You just got done watching it. This is the one where what if Ultron won? So kind of blown away? What do you think?
My gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
that was so awesome.
And it's a 2-parter, right? This leads us into the final episode, which
I was
will happen
hoping it'd
Wednesday.
be a 2-parter.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's huge. It has to be a 2-parter at this point. I really, same. I'm here with you. I totally got blown away by this episode.
Yeah, this was amazing.
Probably be my favorite.
We'll
see what happens, next week. But
I would agree. Yeah, because this one was just phenomenal in like every way.
It was the grand scope of the whole thing of what happened. So we're gonna spoil it. Obviously, if you have not listened or watched the episode, go watch the episode, then come back and listen to the podcast. So let's start from the beginning and basically kind of give a rundown as to what happens. Right. So we're talking about what if Ultron wins? What if Ultron ends up in Vision's body? The Avengers don't steal the cradle, as they call it, and turn him into Vision, and Ultron actually gets put into the body of Vision.
Right.
So now he has a adamantium body, and he is
godlike powers.
He has the Mind Stone.
Because we've seen how powerful Vision is with just one stone.
Right, and I think in the actual films they kind of stunted his power to a certain degree. And I think maybe, and people have been talking about that a lot online.
They nerfed him.
They nerfed him, but I don't think they nerfed him per se in terms of what his power abilities are. They nerfed him in the way of he's not willing to use them all because he has a conscience. He's not Ultron who just bent on world domination. He has more of that human qualities to him.
Yeah.
Right. He's got more humanity in him than Ultron does.
And
so he's not willing to.
He
just
doesn't think like
everything.
a human.
Right.
No, he thinks like a human, which wouldn't be about thinking about, I'll just laser that guy.
Right, because he doesn't basically have Ultron's AI in him. He's got Jarvis's AI in him as well, which has more humanity to it. So I think that's part of the end all be all for Vision. He's not willing to just lay waste to humanity, even though he could. I think the powers should be the same. I don't think they would increase his powers per se in this one, even though we know this is a different universe, right? It's a different multiverse, but a lot of the laws stay the same.
Yeah.
Until the basic one point in time changes. So that's what happens. He has all of Vision's powers, but it is not handicapped by his humanity because he's Ultron. So they didn't call him Vision in this one. Obviously, he never becomes Vision. He's just Ultron. So he basically does what Ultron in our universe wanted to do, which is basically annihilate humanity because they're the problem. Right. We are the problem.
Yeah.
We are the one causing the grief and the death and everything. So just get rid of us. And his
initial plan was just like, destroy Earth.
Yeah, destroy all the people because they're the problem and they're creating all.
They're just a disease to the universe.
We can't have peace as long as humanity still exists. So let's lay waste to them. So he does. So he lays waste by basically, obviously he's Ultron. He gets into all the computer systems, all the digital systems in the world.
With so many nukes in this entire world, it would actually be pretty easy to just kind of lay waste to all of it very quickly.
In this world, we can annihilate the world many times over, and that's basically what he does because he launches them all. So that was what you said. It was funny when you were watching it. You're like, how many nukes? We're like, all of them. He's launched all of them. So there is no chance of anybody. Yet, even having launched all the nukes, people still made it through.
Yeah,
because
the thing is, there's still like places that were built to like withstand a nuke, and it's not like he's gonna send like 35 nukes to one city,
right,
or something. So there should be still bomb shelters every once in a while.
But they were in the air. They were in a jet. They were in.
Were they really?
Yeah, remember they were over they saw it all happening. They're like, oh, he's done it. He's launched all the nukes, and they're in the air in one of the twin jets. And that's when the nukes start hitting. So they're up above everything, watching it happen. Yeah, well, eventually they had to find a safe place to land.
Simply land it and go under.
They had to find a safe place to land. And so it picks up later on, obviously, once the nuclear fallout has kind of happened. We pick up later as to their strife. Them trying to destroy Ultron. Right. Ultron creates all of his sentries. my favorite one of my favorite parts was, and this is the shocking part, is when Thanos appears. He's nuked everybody.
Yeah.
Thanos just appears. He's on the Stark Tower where Ultron's standing.
I love that
look,
scene.
I did this. I took care of everything. I did it. I saved the day. I've done my purpose on Earth. I've cleared the problem. Thanos shows up. Hey, what's up? And he just goes, and Ultron looks at him and goes, interesting. And Thanos has all the stones except for the Mind Stone. And just within a quick snap, he just raises his head and slices Thanos in half.
With
the Mind Stone, just one laser right in half, clean cut.
Because a lot of times, like, people talk about, what if this happened? This would make like everything so much easier.
We talked about the Ant-Man in his ear thing.
Yeah, it'd be like so much easier if you just did that, and everything would be so much smoother. Why do you have to add so much plot in the middle to do that one move?
Because it's called a movie.
I know, yeah, but like sometimes there's like this just logic skip that you have to go, oh, okay, fine. But like, I love that they just did that. Like with like Vision and Thanos, who's like, okay.
Yeah, all those things should have just happened to end Thanos quickly. They just decided, like, well, screw it, let's just do it, right? The other one would have been Doctor Strange using the portal to cut off his hand.
Yeah.
Separate his hand
it's
from
like, wouldn't
his
that be
body
so much? Because we know you can do that. It's happened before.
Yeah, he's done it. Just
with the other guy and that other guy's arm.
You're worried about, Quill holding on to him and pulling, and then getting all mopey about his girlfriend. And that screws it all up in the actual movies when Doctor Strange could have just cut off his hand in 2 seconds.
It's like, come on, you could just...
Or his head. Could have done it around his head. I mean, either one. Like, you're going to kill the guy anyway.
Thor gets him with the hammer, and then Thanos goes, you should have gone for the head. And then Doctor Strange goes, okay.
All right, done.
Done.
But we didn't get there. So, anyway, we'll go back to the episode. We got Ultron. He's now taking care of Earth. Thanos appears, and now he realizes there's more worlds that he needs to solve their problem as well.
Like,
they
aliens.
need me.
Oh,
that was
cool.
my favorite. They need me. It was very, nurturing. Very. They're having a problem. They need me to help them. Much like Thanos did.
They need me to level their entire planet.
To decimate the entire known universe, because then we'll have peace.
Yeah. Then we will have peace.
Yes.
The peaceful
peace
people
time,
that
right?
don't exist.
That was Tony's thing. We want peace in our time. So he's creating peace in our time by getting rid of all the problems.
Which is everything.
And that was amazing visionary. He goes through all the worlds. You see Sakaar. You see Xandar.
That was amazing. There were some amazing shots
there.
there.
Eagle, the living. He just basically destroys Eagle, the living planet. He's just taking all of his sentries. He creates his own basically ship that looks like a globe, and is taking it and zipping in and out of different areas of the universe, and just laying waste to different worlds.
Yeah, I thought that was like phenomenal. Like, because there were some like imagery shots that were like so good.
They're gorgeous. This episode, I think some of the other ones,
amazing, mind blowing.
And we'll get to the one at the end with Clint. But so you have eventually he gets to Xandar, and he's about to lay waste to Xandar, and then Captain Marvel shows up. And you're like, all right, she's got this. She's super powerful. She's gonna take him down, and she stops him from just with his little his jousting staff essentially, which was very akin to Thanos's blades.
Oh yeah, his big thing.
Basically the same thing, right? That's kind of what they were going for.
Airplane propeller.
Yeah, exactly. An airplane propeller. So that's what they were going for. So she knocks him she knocks him down out of the sky, and she's burying him through the planet, saying you can't win. And of course he just levels the planet, kills her, kills Xandar.
Yeah,
the only issue I had with that was that like instead of just like holding onto his head and just kind of like, pushing his head through,
or something,
she could have just ripped the stones out of him.
Yeah,
she has the power. She could have just ripped the stones from his chest and from his head and solved the problem.
Yeah.
At least some of them.
Again, that's a thing that would be like, well, couldn't you just do this?
Right.
Wouldn't that make at least you could try?
Right.
Because he could still probably just level her anyway, but you could at least try.
Yeah.
So when I saw like Captain Marvel come up, I was like, oh no, there's no way she's gonna beat him. Not because it was so early in the episode. I already like that's kind of a given, but it's also because like in Endgame, when like she's going against Thanos herself, all he needed was the Power Stone.
Yeah,
and he punches her into oblivion.
Yeah, he knocks her away.
He just needed one stone maybe to beat Captain Marvel, and he had all of them. So I was like, that's not even a question.
Yeah, that was going to happen. It was sad to see her go like that, but it was going to happen. So then he destroys all the planets. basically in the universe. All the problem he creates. So now he's alone. He's alone in the universe. He's like, oh crap! Now what do I do?
While the Guardian is going, and the Guardian look at him. What a loser! He's now so bored. Oh my gosh! Look at him, like a lonely. The Guardian is very loquacious. I mean, he does not shut up the whole time. He just keeps talking, and that's how Vision, because Vision, I keep calling him that. How that's how Ultron finds him. Right, his AI keeps adapting. Right, he keeps changing and keeps getting better. So his consciousness gets better, just like Doctor Strange did. He heard the Watcher. Yeah. He's like, who are you? Wait a minute.
What
he looks behind him.
He looks and he can see through the multiverse.
Still narrating.
He's still talking.
He's still like, and then he realized that if you have another level of consciousness, wait a minute. Is he looking at me? Yeah. Wait a minute. Did I just narrate that?
I did.
Oh, wait a minute. No. Hold on.
To me, that was very akin to Spaceballs. We'll go back to now. We can't. We missed it. When? Just now. When will then be now? Soon. When they're watching the video of the movie as it's going. It was the same thing. So he basically turns. He wipes away his portal to the multiverse. Yeah. He shuts that prism off.
He shuts his window, closes the blinds.
But it's too late. Ultron's already seen it. So basically, he comes popping through. Right?
He goes, knock, knock. Yeah, I'm here to conquer.
That's right. And now he starts taking on the Watcher. That was epic. That was incredible. The battle that they amazing. Have. It was an anime battle, to no doubt. It was definitely a Japanese anime battle.
Oh, definitely.
But incredible. But you have Ultron with his powers, and you have the Watcher with power cosmic, and they're going at a lot of Kirby dots. They're going at it, and that visionary was
that was amazing. Fight. The colors, the shapes, the fight. Everything about it.
Yeah. So at some point we see, and this is kind of backtracking now, we see Black Widow and we see Clint go to the KGB, and they're going into the archives, which is and that was obviously a nod to Indiana Jones. And they actually say, did you see Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark? It's basically what we're dealing with here. All these boxes that just go on forever. And they're looking for something. And you don't know exactly what they're looking for at first. She finds the Red Guardian shield. Black Widow, that was his shield. So she finds that. She adopts that. She's like, it was my color. She takes his shield, and Clint's about to give up. He's right there, about to find the file.
Meanwhile, the Guardian's the Watcher.
The Watcher's watching. It's right there. It's right there. Look over one file over. You got this.
He's like,
come on, big boy.
Maybe I should intervene. He's so close. Come on, just a little bit. And then Clint goes, throws in the towel. I'm done.
And he is us. The Watcher at that point is us. Every time you've watched a movie or done something, it's right there. Just look that way. Come on, you son of a bitch. And they don't do it. And you're gonna do it because the person on your TV can't actually hear you.
You're it's so easy. You're just a step away. Your fingers are just close to the files.
So I think that's what they did, right? That Watcher scene right there was them portraying us as an audience watching the show, what we always do. He's dealing with the same crap we always deal with, which is, come on, you son of a bitch, it's right there, look.
Yeah.
So he basically gives up, and of course, Natasha walks over and sees the file that he's looking for. She's like, you're going to kick yourself just for almost giving up there.
He's like, no way, that was my box.
It was my box. And they're looking for the file on Arnim Zola, who we know from First Avenger, and he, basically before he dies, he puts his consciousness into the computer. And we've seen that before, and now we're gonna find the last version of it. She has to go find the last version of it on Earth because he's more of an analog program, so he's not a digital program.
Yeah.
So that's how she can use his analog program to infiltrate Ultron's hive mind and stop all the sentries and find Ultron to basically infect him with a computer virus, a la Independence Day.
Yeah.
When they go to the big mothership and they upload a file and say, fuck you, we're out of here. Yes.
You just missed him. He's kind of not in this universe currently.
That was incredible. So
turn left at universe number 13.
Yes. So they're trying to leave, and all the sentries are following them because it doesn't work. It works in theft. They steal one of the sentries. They upload the file. It's working. He knows, the sentry knows he can do it because it's Arnim Zola now. But yet, for some reason, it's not working. And they figure out that Ultron isn't close enough, right? Yep. At first, he's just not close.
What do you mean not close enough?
The signal's not there.
Well, he's kind of not in this known universe.
But before that, we lose Clint. Let's go in order now. Before that, we lose. They're trying to get out of there, and Clint, of course, has his magic arrows, which he always knows. We talked about this. He always knows, or somehow knows, or the computer in his pack knows which arrow he needs exactly when. And maybe that's an AI thing. I don't know. Much like Tony's, suit can kind of read what he needs at this right time.
Or maybe he has at least one of each arrow.
Well, he has one of each.
Or something.
Like a Batman, he's got a utility quiver.
Utility
It's a utility
arrow
quiver
thing.
of different type arrowheads.
Right.
But it rolls over to which one he needs at the right time. They're saying, but really, really fast. He doesn't ever have to go looking for it. It always pulls out the exact right one he needs.
Right.
And he builds up a shield. They can't get through. They go out. Then it's the Tasha holding on to Clint. Very reverse of. Right?
Infinity War.
Infinity War, where, she dies. This time Clint dies. He gives himself up.
Yeah.
And launches because he realized that the sentries are going to get them. He drops down. That visual was incredible with him going down.
Oh my
really, really
gosh.
slow. He's got the arrow ready to go. The bomb arrow.
Scene was gorgeous.
The lighting was incredible.
Yeah. It was sad,
through.
but it was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, the music playing, it's very much the music, I thought, I could be wrong, at the end of Endgame when we see Cap and Carter dancing, it's almost that kind of slow waltz type music. We'll have to watch it. You'll have to watch that scene again at the end. The music to me reminded me exactly of that. It was very sad, very, and it puts a lot of, feelings into, a lot of emotions into it. Yeah. So that was incredible. So they get out, and that's when the Sentry basically, or Zola, tells her he's not in this universe. I can't connect to him.
Yeah.
So then we jump back to the fight. So we jump back to the fight between Ultron and the Watcher.
Yeah.
And
which is still cool.
Which is raging
and then it just gets cooler.
It does. He turns into gold-plated Watcher, right? He's got this big, huge armor suit on.
I'm starting to get serious now.
And they just go through multiverse after multiverse.
Yeah, every time
through the multiverse.
Yeah, every time he punches him, the area changes. The group of people watching them change from Skrulls to Wakandans to people.
To regular people. We saw in the background on the first one, he basically looks like he's in Times Square. It's Steve Rogers on the Jumbotron being sworn as president.
I thought that was Steve Rogers.
Yeah, that actually happened in one of the comics. I think it was Civil War. One of them, Steve Rogers.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, so that
everything's
happened
in the comics at least once.
Exactly, and that's the point of them. So we get that visual of it, and we see all the different, many of the different multiverses he keeps punching him through.
Yeah,
until he finally lands on basically the same one where the nuclear winter happened. It's on the ice, and he realizes that he can't beat Ultron. He eventually, the Watcher figures out, I'm just not gonna be able to beat this guy. He's too powerful. What the hell do I do? So he blips out of existence, right? As Ultron's basically gonna punch him again. Yeah, he gets a little pissy. He gets a little pissy. He's like, "Don't worry about it. You can run all you want. I got the multiverse. I can do whatever I want." And then you would cut to the Watcher inside the prison that with Doctor Strange is in. That they put the bad Doctor Strange, right? The supreme
that guy.
Doctor Strange. So he realizes he's there, and Doctor Strange starts laughing. He's basically I was just wondering when you were going to show up.
You're going to have to say it. Yeah. And then the Watcher's like, don't make me say it.
No, I actually want you to say it.
Avengers Assemble.
No, he doesn't say that. You wanted it. You guys wanted it too, but no.
I wish he did, but I already knew what he was going to say.
He's going to say yes. He says, I need your help. I need you. Very, very emotional, very touchy, or feely. I need you. Because he realized he's just not powerful enough to stop Ultron. He's gone too crazy, and that's the end of the episode. Yeah, that's where it leaves us for next Wednesday. Yeah, the season finale.
Something I thought there would be multiple Watchers. I thought there were I don't know. What I thought was there was a race of people outside of the known universes.
Beings. There's celestial beings, but they're all different. Watu, which I think is his real name, he's the Watcher.
Yeah, I thought there's more of his there were a whole people, but I was like, oh, it's just the one dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, he's done.
You may be, I may be wrong, but you may be thinking of the Guardians from Green Lantern. Where those dudes that just the blue-headed dudes with the white hair who wear basically the same droopy robes.
Yeah,
that they basically watch over everything.
They reminded me of them, but I knew they weren't because I was in DC.
There's 12 of them or whatever.
But I still thought, I was like, well, this guy's got to come from somewhere, right?
Yeah. Well, but he's a Celestial, so not necessarily.
But yeah.
Could be the only one.
Now I know there's just this one dude that's just behind the walls going, huh.
Yeah.
Well,
because there's different
that's
Celestials
how that happened.
That do different things.
Moving on to the next multiverse.
Yes. Yeah, it keeps. Yeah, and I love that part when Ultron's when he's there on Earth with the Steve Rogers in the background, on the Jumbotron being sworn in, and he's just like, "Isn't this more fun? You've always just watched. All you're doing is watching. Now you're actually in it and doing stuff. Isn't this more fun and a little less creepy on your part?
Just
sit there watching everything like a creeper.
It kind of reminds me of I don't know, the Watcher kind of reminds me of kind of off topic, but still on topic. The Time Lords from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Because all they're supposed to do is just observe everything and not supposed to intervene.
Yes.
And then the Doctor's like, no.
We've seen that. I mean, that trope happens a lot.
Yeah, it does happen a lot, but still.
aggravating every time.
Yeah.
Because the person watching has
they're
ultimate
like, you
power
can easily
to do anything
just,
they want.
I don't know,
fix it.
intervene.
They can fix it. But that's that kind of, and not to get all religious on people, but that's that kind of God parallel.
Yeah.
Right? Like if God is all powerful and all knowing and he can do anything, has created the earth and everything.
Then
why
not
is
intervene?
there so much,
Why is there so much
and
bad?
destruction and people, his creations, hurting other people, hurting his own creations? We understand free will and all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't make any sense to some people, right? If you're not very religious and you don't believe in the whole bit, it's kind of like that's the out. Like, well, I understand there's free will, but he could intervene and be like, and stop all the death and destruction and the heartache that his, if you have children, I have a son, I wouldn't want to see him go through that. In his life, and if I could stop it, I would, right? If I could, you know what I mean? We understand that with strife and with things that the bad things come the good things, and you don't know light unless you know dark. Like I get that you don't know good if you don't know evil. I get that, but there's to a point of like, how much do you have to learn? How much do you have to go through to learn that aspect?
Eventually, you're going to get, some people just get tired of that. Like, come on.
Exactly. They get tired of it.
And it makes it really hard to see the good sometimes.
It does make it hard to see the good. It makes it hard to see beyond that and want more or want better without just going like, screw this. This is not a good excuse anymore. You know what I mean?
So that's when you would go like
parallel there. He is essentially a god, and he could change everything, but he chooses not to. He had an oath. He said not to intervene, not to interfere.
Also, that can be a very slippery slope.
Sure. Well, absolutely. Because if I stop that person from dying, don't I stop everybody from dying?
Yeah.
Because why is your life more important? Then
you become
life?
like control. Then it's kind of like that thing where you get like, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
That's right.
That can happen like that very quickly.
You're now judge and jury of who is good and bad.
Like a god,
but you're in judge and jury of who is good and bad.
Yeah.
Right? And we know that's not okay because it's only good or bad in a lot of cases based on your point of view. There are people who do what we would consider bad things, but to them, those aren't bad things.
Yeah.
They're doing it for a better purpose, to help humanity, to further this, yet they're killing people.
Right.
But like, you're killing people. But yes, but we're doing it to help humanity.
Yeah. It's for the greater good.
It's for the greater good, right? And some people think that's a load of horse shit, and other people are like, no, that makes sense because you can't break an omelet. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. You know what I mean? So like there's that mentality of it. So you can't allow somebody to have that kind of power because then you can just choose which life is more important.
Yeah.
So they just have to stay out of it.
Right.
And the
Which is honestly probably the best choice for someone in that
position. The watcher
position.
could do that. He can say, okay, that universe needs help. I'm going to solve that problem. Well, then you should solve all the universe's problems.
Yeah.
And nobody learns anything. You'll be the sole being solving all the problems because if you don't learn, you're just going to keep doing it.
Then no one else will have to do anything ever again.
No, because they'll just keep doing their stupid bad behavior. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem with a lot of people.
They don't learn. You shouldn't do that.
They don't learn. So awesome. Well, this conversation has gotten deep. This is our deepest conversation so far.
Well, that's what a good episode will do to you.
That episode will definitely do that to you. There's a lot of God imagery. There's a lot of like ultimate power. There's a lot of craziness running amok in that episode. And it was a super powerful episode. Just not only the visuals, the story, the emotions,
the soundtrack, the music,
the smackdown that was happening. That was happening on there. So I mean, I'm
an amazing episode.
I'm gonna put it out there. That's my favorite episode.
You know what? I'd have to agree with you.
We found a new high. We found a new high episode. So we'll see what next week brings.
Yep.
And this one's gonna be really tough to top. I think they'll do it because it's the finale, right?
Yeah.
So if this is what they gave us on episode 8, they're gonna hold the big guns for 9.
Right.
So obviously next week will be now the Watcher and Doctor Strange Supreme are going to go and collect all the different people from the multiverses that we've pretty much dealt with. Hopefully new ones. Mm-hmm. But collect, Agent Carter will be there. Yeah. We saw and you see in some of the promos
Supreme
where you see
Strange.
You see the Guardians of the Galaxy fighting with Gamora, things like that.
Yeah.
So that's gonna happen. I think we're gonna bring back a lot of those people from different multiverses. You never know. We might actually see a Tony Stark Iron Man fighting and not die within the first 30 seconds.
What? That's unheard of.
That's one of my favorite memes out there right now. Is what if Tony Stark survives an episode? Like, he has not. 8 episodes. They've killed him off on every single one.
Apparently, we've got the only universe where Tony Stark.
But he didn't live. He
you know what? He died too.
He died at the end of Endgame. So he's just not allowed to live and grow old like Cap. He's just not allowed to. He's gonna die at some point, just a different way.
It's like, Tony Stark, can you not die? And then it's that line from Captain America. He goes, No, I don't think I will.
No, I don't think I will. So yeah, that was rough. It dies again in this episode. So I don't know. That's it. I mean, I don't know what to say. That was just the mind-blowing episode.
Absolutely.
I've watched it 4 times, and I will watch it again.
I've watched it once, and I might not watch it again, but that was an amazing episode.
We're going to get you Disney Plus.
You know what? Even if I had Disney Plus, I'd go, wow, that was such a good show, and I would scroll right past it.
Wow.
Right past it.
I don't understand you sometimes. Love you to pieces, but I don't understand you sometimes.
I just
literally, that is I watched it right before you watched it. It's my 4th time watching that episode.
I'll go, wow, that was cool.
I've watched that episode, not just because of the podcast. I've watched the episode more than any of the other episodes.
Very choosy with the shows that I rewatch.
Really? So what are some of the shows you rewatch? We may have asked this before, but tell us again.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. That's it. There's the one.
You know what's funny? We have talked about it.
That's right. Doctor Who. We did a whole episode on it.
Doctor Who.
Wow. So
I've rewatched that a few times.
Wow. Yeah. No, I always say I watch way more TV than you do, but
yes.
Yeah.
I watch everything once.
I watch everything
with
multiple times.
Few exceptions.
I mean, I can't even. The list would be too long. This would be a full-on 2-hour-long episode if I had to go through the list.
I'm trying to think of
everything
shows.
I've watched, rewatch, and watch again.
Well, technically, I've rewatched Game of Thrones season 1 3 times, but not because I liked it so much. It's because I was like, well, I went in 3 times with the idea to go past it.
Right, and watch the entire series.
But this time I actually made it past.
Yourself,
and the thing is, it is really good, but I just drop it every once in a while and I go, and then I go, oh shoot, I don't remember what happened. So then I have to rewatch it again. Yeah. But now I've actually made it to season 2.
Yeah, I just started on that again. Yeah. I'm going to watch the entire series. I think I dropped off 2 somewhere.
Yeah, I'm planning on rewatch. No, not rewatch.
But after the podcast I did with Diana,
finally made it past
Thrones,
for season 1.
I'm going to watch the whole thing this time. So yeah, that was amazing. I definitely watched. I watched some shows. We watched a lot of shows.
We watched Daredevil quite a few times, actually.
The Netflix show?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I've only watched it once.
I've rewatched it like 4 times.
Really?
I watched that a lot.
See, out of all the shows you could rewatch, and that's an amazing show, it's
because I also really, something I really liked was the soundtrack too.
Yeah.
Sometimes a really good soundtrack will keep me rewatching it sometimes.
Wow.
Because I don't know why.
Not one I would have picked.
Because now that I'm thinking about it, if it has a really good soundtrack, it's highly likely I'll rewatch it. I don't know. But that, Jessica Jones too, I've rewatched it, I think, once.
Yeah, all the Netflix shows I watched once, except for Iron Fist. I never finished that.
I did not. I finished the first season of Iron Fist. I finished the first season of Luke Cage. Started the second season of Luke Cage, and then dropped all of them. Except for I need to see the second season of Punisher though. I haven't seen the second season of the Punisher.
It was good. It's such a good show. The Iron Fist one is the one that really just sort of nailed the coffin for me.
The thing is, it's upsetting because I read the Iron Fist comics.
Yes.
And then I saw the first season and I was like, wow, this is garbage.
Yeah. It is. There's a lot of reasons that thing. We'll have to do an episode just on Netflix shows, on the Netflix Marvel shows. But,
we probably could.
We can.
I can go off about a lot of things.
Right. We should do that. Let's plan on that one. But the Iron Fist one was tough because the martial arts in it were horrible. Yeah. Especially the first season where he didn't have a lot of change. I'll have to rewatch it because I wasn't
as good as karate as I am now. So
he didn't have a lot of chance to practice or to train before the first season. They're kind of like, all right, get in there, learn to punchy, kicky, and let's start filming. By the second season, he had more time to train, so he was better. But that first season was it was like a long Star Trek episode.
There was just so
boardroom
much
crap after
there was
boardroom
so
crap.
much about that season that I just didn't like at all.
Yeah. So that's why it was hard. That was a hard sit. So getting past season 1 was tough enough to get into season 2. Yeah. But the rest of them were amazing.
Oh yeah.
I've never watched any of them over again.
It's actually a complete. I'm so mad that they didn't give Punisher out of season 3.
I know. Well, they couldn't. They stopped all the Netflix
I know.
shows.
But the thing is, they stopped all the Netflix show, which I understand.
Back. There's talk of bringing them back.
But I was
Disney.
So mad because the Punisher is just so good.
But I've read a lot of talk about them bringing them back. They're talking about Punisher again. He's not sure if he wants to do it anymore, but you never know. You never know. He could do it. They could do it.
I suppose.
They could. If anything.
I guess sometimes you got to move on,
or just back up the Brinks truck and
just come back. And just please. Oh my gosh, he's the best Frank Castle.
Yeah, he did a great job at that.
It was phenomenal.
Oh, so speaking of money trucks and things like that, the Scarlett Johansson lawsuit was settled.
Yeah.
We got they're all good. They're hugging and kissing again. They're
like,
playing
okay,
nice.
Yeah.
They didn't disclose it.
She actually got her
let's
money.
just figure out. Yeah. Let's just figure they gave her money. They eventually said, okay, we'll give her money. And so they settled. Obviously, there wasn't a judgment. They just settled, which is what they were looking for, which is what they needed to do.
Yeah.
To end it quickly and just settle and be done with it, because she has other stuff. I think she's doing Tower of Terror. With them. So like that's kind of going. Yeah. That's kind of
and they can't afford to lose Scarlett Johansson.
Not right now. I think
she's their cash cow.
Well,
one of them. Yes.
But like her time in the MCU is done unless somehow they do a flashback or something.
That's true.
But they don't need her character anymore because they've done her movie, and now everything is coming on to the future where she's dead.
But they do still need her for Tower.
But they need her for other stuff, right?
Yeah.
She's definitely a box office draw, so she can make money for Disney.
Right.
So to kick her to the curb, then that was a wise decision, just to settle and get it all solved, and everything's good again.
I mean, we know Disney's big and greedy.
We know that. We know they have all the money and they want to keep it, heaven forbid. But I don't
God forbid they lose like
$1, but
$1 with their like billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah, so I don't cry for them at night. I'm glad they settled, and Scarlett Johansson got, hopefully she got everything she deserved. She got all the cash she deserved.
Definitely,
because she did deserve. That movie was amazing, and I love the Black Widow movie. So
I thought it was okay.
You thought we'll have to do an episode on that one?
I actually think it was actually not good. But that's
a whole
just
episode.
me. That's a whole other episode.
We are going to talk and argue about that one.
That we
can.
We're gonna
have to talk and argue.
Like, wow, I thought that movie was at best subpar.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna take that offline and then create another whole episode for that, just on that alone. All right.
I love Scarlett Johansson. So.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right, so that is our review of episode 8 of What If Ultron won.
Yes, with a bit of a tangent.
With a bit of a tangent, a few minutes there, but a mind-blowing episode.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. And if you haven't seen it yet, what the hell are you doing listening to this podcast first?
Go
watch it and then come back.
Watch it.
It was
so
incredible.
good.
I'm gonna
watch the show.
So before next Wednesday, I'm gonna watch all 8 episodes again.
I
know you won't.
Not.
You don't have Disney Plus. You can't do it anyway unless you watch it with me.
I'll just go with my memories and look past the episode names and go, oh yeah.
Here's an idea. Next Saturday, you're not going to teach. You're just going to watch all episodes on the TV in the office, and I'll teach. And
it doesn't sound like a bad thing.
That sounds like a bad plan, does it? I didn't think you'd mind that. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. As always, we're here for you to listen. And, if you'd like to write us a review on Apple Podcasts, we'd really appreciate that. We'd love to read it on our podcast. You can find us everywhere and online at entertainmentrants.com. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, feel free to engage with us at entertainmentrants.com, on our social media at entertainrants, and we will see you on Tuesday. We have our next episode coming out, and that is our Game of Thrones. So you guys actually haven't heard that one yet.
Oh yeah,
I did an hour-long Game of Thrones episode with a friend of mine that I used to work. I used to work with, Diana. So that's an amazing episode. So don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and listen to our Game of Thrones on Tuesday.
Follow us on Spotify,
Apple Podcasts, everywhere podcasts
everywhere
are found.
that podcasts exist.
You got it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Get out there and keep ranting, everybody.